Election day here in Missouri. Polls open in just about an hour and a half, and a crucial choice on today's ballot: cancel or extend the Kansas City earnings tax another 5 years.
41 Action News reporter Brian Abel talked with both those opposed as well as supporters of the e-tax as they make their final pitch to undecided voters. Brian?
Yeah, good morning, Patrick. The 1% tax is worth about 40% of Kansas City's general fund budget. That's about $230 million a year, and half of that is paid for from people who live outside the city. There's a deep divide on what people think would happen if Kansas City did away with this tax for the first time since the 1960s. Supporters of the tax, like Mayor Sly James, he was knocking on doors to sway voters this past weekend. He says big cuts to public safety would have to happen if the e-tax is voted down. Police, fire, ambulance, the earnings tax plays a large role in paying for those public safety services, along with other basics like trash pickup and code enforcement, dangerous building demolition, and more. Without the tax, supporters like Progress KC warn that property, utility, and or sales tax would have to go up to make up some of the difference. But those who are opposed to the tax say most of those warnings, they're just scare tactics, and supporters fail to defend how Kansas City needs the e-tax when a majority of cities and towns across America do without it.
To lose it would mean the city would go into a tailspin trying to replace it. It would be $23 million a year, and it just would be devastating.
3/4 of cities and towns in the United States have no earnings tax, and they are able to deliver public goods, public safety, fire, police, just as well as Kansas City.
And guys, e-tax is up for a vote about every 5 years. The last time, that was 2011, 78% of the vote backed the e-tax. If it passes again, then Progress KC says they'll go to Jefferson City to try to extend that so we don't have to vote every 5 years, rather 10 years, because it costs about $500,000 to Kansas City voters.
All right, polls are about to open in about half an hour.
Yep.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.